This is my XJ block where the number 2 piston exit the side of the block. As you can see here, the number 2 piston is missing. Another view of the side of the block. Got the timing cover off. This is my XJ block, 308,165 miles. That chain is pretty toast. And let me see if I can get in there, but there are chunks of piston everywhere down in there. Alright, had to pull the engine out of my 2000 XJ Cherokee. The number 2 piston decided to disintegrate, come out the side of the block, busted it all up. I bought a 2000 WJ Grand Cherokee for the engine and block, not realizing before I didn't do my research online that the blocks are a little bit different, and they say the swap, you can't do the swap. Other people say you can, but the difference I noticed is on the WJ block, this little ear here is not on my XJ block, so I'd have to cut that off. Got this hole here, this boss needs to be drilled and tapped compared to my XJ. This is where the motor mount mounts. It'd have to be shaved down about 3/4 of an inch, maybe drilled and tapped a little bit further for the XJ motor mount to mount up to it. On this side of the block, it's really about the only modifications I have to do. You can look here on the timing covers. This one's pretty plain, and the one on my XJ has got this extended boss here and the holes that go all the way through, and this mounting stud here. So I can swap the covers over, but would have to drill these 3 bosses out, or molds from to make it work. Also on my XJ block, these 2 bosses would have to be drilled and tapped on the WJ block. And where the motor mount mounts, this one would have to be extended about 1 inch compared to what it sticks out right here on the XJ block. Now the oil filter is mounted a little bit differently, but I already measured for clearance. It should clear inside the engine bay. Other than that, the heads are the same, and I think it'll work. So I'll keep everybody posted. Alright, I got all the modifications done to the block, the WJ block, and made the modifications so I can mount all my XJ accessories and motor mounts. For the motor mount on the left side, I had to cut 1 inch off this casting here, drill it deeper, and re-tap it. I had to drill and tap this casting for the power steering and serpentine belt brace. I had to cut this little, there was an ear sticking out here with a hole in it. I had to cut that off. For the left side of the block, that's all I had to do to get everything to work on the left side. Water pump, I had to drill and tap this hole because the WJ used this one and the XJ used that one. It's already there. On the timing cover, this is the timing cover off my XJ on the WJ block. I had to drill this hole straight through, this one also, and that one. Other than that was the only difference for the timing cover for it to line up. And then over on this side, I had to cut this casting off right here. I had to shave this casting down, drill and tap it, I had to drill and tap these two, and this is all for the alternator and AC compressor to mount up. Drill and tap this one. This is just for a ground strap that goes on it. And then for the motor mount on this side, I just had to use about an inch spacer. Basically, I use the casting I cut off the other side as a spacer and a couple washers. And other than that, everything lines up, and it is, after I seal it all up with the water pump, thermostat, timing cover, I already did the valve cover, it's ready to go in the XJ. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention is this part of the WJ block right here was about 1/8 of an inch thicker than the XJ. So with my angle grinder and a flap disc, I just ground these down about 1/8 inch off. I actually measured it with a caliper from my XJ block to this one, and basically gave me enough clearance for the AC compressor and alternator mount. Well, got the WJ engine mounted in the XJ. Transmission bolted up, motor mounts bolted up. Look at that, I got plenty of space. Oil filter. Just gotta throw all the accessories and everything else back on. Plug and play, change the fluids. Should be good. It's alive! So, here it is. WJ 4.0 put into my XJ, my 2000 XJ. I was reading online, they said the swap wasn't possible. Some people said yes, some people said no. There is my XJ block. The big old hole in it. And if you look out here in the driveway, this is the 2000 Grand Cherokee WJ that was the donor vehicle, and swap was successful.